Well, hello there, everybody. This is the Comedy Thief, just fresh off a nap, and you're watching Funny Old Guys. And beside me is the famous physician, Dr. Fat Packer. Doc, say hello to our wonderful audience.
Yeah, jawohl. Yeah, guten Tag, everybody.
So there, and below me is Homeless Charlie with his wig to keep his ears warm. Homeless, say hello to our wonderful audience.
Well, hello to our wonderful audience.
So what we do is we tell jokes. That's what we do, and you laugh hysterically because we're so funny. But before we do, Dr. Fat Packer, I understand we have a point of conversation before we actually start telling jokes. What's the point of conversation?
Fun here. I was thinking of this the other day, Take, for example, you're held at gunpoint and told that if you didn't impress them with your dance moves, you would be shot. So what dance moves would you bust out, Go ahead. Tell me the homeless Charlie. Tell me what you would think.
Well, I wasn't really sure, but I have an idea that the fellow with the gun was probably quite a bit younger than me. So I thought that I would do some moves. I'm not sure what bust out means, but I would do some moves.
That's my girlfriend.
And bust out, good name. But anyway, so I started to do the hokey pokey, and he stood there looking like, what the hell is this? And then I turned myself around and I ran like hell.
Beautiful.
Yeah. How about you, Comedy Thief? How would you pull that off?
Well, that's simple. I have a little poem to cover the whole thing. And here's the poem. Hey, if the guy is gay, I know what I do. I would do a ballet. That's what I would do. And what would you do there, doctor?
I was thinking of this, and I thought, I would do the Michael Jackson move that looks like he's walking forward, but he's really walking backward.
Yes.
And I would do that to make it look like I'm going toward him, but actually I'm escaping.
That's brilliant, doctor. Brilliant.
Yeah, a moonwalk. That's what it was called.
Doctor, tell us a joke. We're doing jokes now. Go ahead.
Oh, well, I could do that. So they had a new neighborhood open up in town when I heard this vacuum cleaner was going door to door selling vacuums,
Yeah.
And this woman answered one of the doors at the first house he went to, and he walks in. He immediately dropped cow patties down on the floor. And he says, ma'am, just to show you how confident I am in the quality of my vacuums, I'll eat whatever the vacuum doesn't pick up. But a lady looks at him and says, would you like some ketchup with that? He goes, oh, no, I am very confident in my vacuum. They have more power than any other one on the market. And she goes, that may have all the power that you think, but I'm telling you, they haven't turned the electricity on here yet.
Oh, you're talking, and a promise is a promise there. Oh.
Yeah.
Homeless Charlie, tell us a joke.
Well, there was this doctor, and he asked a pregnant prostitute, do you know who the father is? And the prostitute replies, oh, for goodness sake, if you ate a can of beans, would you know which one made you fart?
Well, that's a brilliant statement, I guess.
Good comeback.
Well, I heard this. It was a public service announcement from Home Depot the other day.
Oh.
And the statement they gave to the buying public is, and the homemakers of America and homeowners of America is, never trust an electrician with singed eyebrows. I just want to make that.
Well, that would be too bad. I'm telling you.
Dr. Fatpacker, tell us a joke.
They have one of my patients is an 87-year-old man.
Oh.
And he walks in the other day and he goes, Val, I'm getting married again next week. And I go, oh, that's wonderful. How old is the bride? When he goes, 19.
19.
I said, well, that's fantastic. But, I've got to warn you, too much action in bed can be very deadly. And he goes to me, he goes, oh, what the heck? If she dies, she dies.
If she dies, she if she dies, she dies.
There's a
Well,
man with a
Charlie.
lot of confidence.
Almost Charlie.
Well, this husband says to his wife, he says, when I get mad at you, you never fight back. How do you control your anger? And the wife says, I clean the toilet. And the husband says, well, how does that help? And the wife says, I use your toothbrush.
Oh,
Ow.
they have a wonderful relationship.
Yeah, apparently not.
Well, before we go any further, guys, I have a confession to make.
Oh,
I was late for the video of the day for Funny Old Guys, and I'm winging it with respect to jokes. All right. In fact, I may make up a few on the fly. I just want to let you know that. So here's the first one. Yeah. Oh, I saw that, Doc. The other day, I had some symptoms and I went to my doctor who gave me a COVID test.
oh,
And 48 hours later, I found out I wasn't pregnant after all. That's what the doctor told me.
well, you should have come to me.
There you go. I should have come to you. Doc, tell us a joke.
Oh, well, I'll tell you. One of my patients, this woman came in the other day. She had a very unusual problem. Now, she goes, doctor, every time I sneeze, I have an orgasm. And I go, oh my God. I said, what are you taking for that? And she goes, snuff.
Snuff. Snuff. Achoo, 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 achoo.
I know.
Achoo. Homeless Charlie, tell us a joke.
Well, my son was just born, and another dad said his daughter was born yesterday. He said, maybe they'll marry each other.
Oh.
Sure, like my son is going to marry someone twice his age.
Well, of course, I took a nap and I woke up. It was just way past the time, but anyway. But the other day, I was telling jokes to a 90-year-old guy, right?
Whoa.
So for 25 minutes, he laughed his head off. He laughed and laughed and laughed, and I told him the same joke every time. You're talking memory, folks. You're talking memory. Hey, I got to find out what time it is, guys. Let me just take a peek here. Oh, we're in fine shape. Dr. Fatpacker, your turn.
So this buddy of mine went to Las Vegas 2 years ago, right?
Yeah.
He lost all of his money, so he couldn't pay for a cab to return to the airport. So he goes up to this cab. He begs the driver to give him a free ride to the airport, but the cab driver says no. Well, eventually he gets to the airport, he gets home. He went again last year, and he finally got, filthy rich over on the games and all that. So he went out and he noticed there was a long line of taxi cabs waiting to take him to the airport. And he looks, the cab at the very end had the same guy that wouldn't give him a ride last year.
Aha.
So he goes up to the first cab and he goes, excuse me, if you give me a free ride to the airport, I'll let you give me a hand job. And the guy said, get out of here. He said this to every cab in line until he got to the last guy, who was the guy who screwed him the other last year. Well, he pays him and drives to the airport. But as he slowly drives by all the other cabbies, he stuck his head out the window and he's going,
oh.
I'll get him back.
Homeless Charlie, I think that falls on the edge
Yes.
of PG.
Oh yeah, I didn't say anything bad.
Well, so much for good, clean fun.
There you go.
Homeless Charlie, tell us a joke.
Well, the other day, my grandmother was saying that Christmas was so much harder when you get older.
Huh.
It's like, what do you want this year? And I'd say, I don't know, maybe a sense of purpose, financial security,
Hmm?
more sleep, a bottle of wine, and maybe some new bras.
Well,
Simple things.
wishful thinking. Well, speaking of COVID, the
Yeah.
lady next door had a baby, and she's so I'm on a COVID kick. She's so afraid of this COVID virus that
Yeah.
she's feeding her newborn baby pablum using a slingshot. And you should see the mess at the other end. That poor.
I can imagine.
Dr. Fatpacker, last one, buddy.
Oh, all right. Well, I'll tell you this real quick one then. I heard these two guys, not the brightest bulbs in the lights, you know, and they were talking, and the one guy goes, why do scuba divers fall off their boats backwards? And the other guy goes, if they fell forwards, they'd still be on the boat.
Of course, how stupid
I
could
know,
that
come
be?
on.
Oh my Lord. Okay, Homeless Charlie, this is your last one there, pal.
Well, here's a hint to all the girlfriends and wives. If a man says he will fix it, he will.
Aha.
There is no need to remind him every 3 months.
Well, a grasshopper was walking down the street and he turned into a bar.
Oh,
No, never mind.
magician.
Not that way. And he hopped up on the bar, and he looked at the bartender, and the bartender says, oh my Lord, what a coincidence. He said, what? He says, you hop into my bar. And he says, yeah, here I am. So what's to it? He says, well, what a coincidence. He says, on my bar menu, he said to the grasshopper, I have a drink named after you. And the grasshopper says, you got a drink named Steve? That's what he said. That's an old joke, but that's like that's a filler joke.
Oh, that's an OMG.
Well, see, I'm running out of jokes, so you'll have to.
Oh, we knew that.
I'll tell you, if you didn't hear that one before, it's really funny. All right. And if you haven't,
Oh, my goodness.
it's because I'm not prepared. So anyway, this is the Comedy Thief saying goodbye. We're out of here. We're farewell. Oh, wait a minute. I almost forgot. Dr. Fatpacker. Oh, yes.
Yes. Oh, I have someone to invite.
For our next video.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah.
Okay, who are you going to invite for our next video? A famous person?
Well, I always enjoyed this when I was a little younger. Okay, when I was a lot younger. Lunch with Soupy Sales. I loved watching that, so we're going to invite Soupy Sales. I think he'd be
Okay,
funny.
Soupy Sales, you're going to be on our very next video. You've got 24 hours to check in at
Good,
funny
good,
old guys at
He died, didn't
gmail.com.
he?
What's that?
He died.
Oh, no.
He's what?
He died, I think.
He's dead?
Yeah.
No lunch?
Well, then
No.
we can't invite him.
I
Oh, my
guess
gosh.
not.
How about the chairman of Campbell's Soup? Maybe he can
Ooh.
come on.
I
Maybe
like that.
we could,
One of the Campbell kids.
Maybe we can invite, come on, Soupy, come on. No.
Come on. No, that was Hang On Snoopy.
Maybe Tony Robbins. No, he's the sales guy. Never mind. We're not going to invite anybody. So this is the Comedy Thief saying goodbye, pass it along to Dr. Fatpacker for his wonderful farewell.
Yeah, well, auf Wiedersehen, everybody. Before I go, though, I want to remind everybody to always do this after they're watching our show here, and that is to subscribe. All three of those, yeah.
And there you go. And Homeless Charlie, say goodbye to our fuzzy, warm, friendly fans.
Well, goodbye to our fuzzy, warm, friendly fans.
That is brilliant. So everybody, that's it. We're saying goodbye. Everybody wave. Everybody wave. We'll see you down the road at our very next video.